Hello Nigerians and to my viewers across the world. Welcome to another probing edition of Super Eye, where we go beyond the headlines to get to the truth. I'm Adenike Uweye Ajiboye. On Super Eye today, we turn the spotlight on the controversy shaking the very foundations of private investment, government accountability, and the rule of law in Nigeria. At the heart of the storm is the massive Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, a project hailed by many as a game changer for national infrastructure, but also one that has left questions, accusations, and debris in its wake. The major casualty in this is the Homes Estate, a luxury real estate development located in Lagos, precisely at Okun Aja in Lekki, a part of which was reportedly demolished as part of the highway's route. But how much land was truly affected? Who gave the order? And was due process followed? Well, government officials, including the Honorable Minister of Works, Engineer David Umahi, say the case is closed, that the land was lawfully revoked by the Lagos State government and that only 4 hectares were impacted. But Diaspora investors behind Homes have disagreed, and they say they are not backing down. You will recall that last week I brought the major or the lead activist right here, where we quizzed him on different questions. Today we will be also speaking to the CEO of Homes Global Services Limited, a voice representing not only local investors but the global Nigerian diaspora, with claims of over $250 million in investment. She has insisted that the matter is far from closed and that what is at stake is more than land. She said it is the trust of Nigerians at home and abroad and in a fair and lawful system. However, they are asking for compensation. So, Engineer Stella Okungu, the CEO of Homes, will be joining us today on Super Eye. But before then, we'll take a short break, and when we return, it will be time for us to connect with her virtually, the United States of America, USA. So, join us again. Well, it's so glad to have you back, and if you just joined us, you're watching a Super Eye on Super Screen Television. Yes, like I told you earlier, that of course our focus will be on the $250 million investment of Nigerians in diaspora, which their estate has been demolished as claimed. But of course, we are to join us today is the CEO of Homes. But as a stand, she's supposed to join us from Texas, in United States of America. But as a stand, we cannot connect with her. The information reaching me right now is that she is still on admission, and so most likely we won't be able to hear from her directly today. But however, let us even get to hear what the minister is saying concerning these Nigeria in diaspora $250 million dollars investments. Let's quickly take a listen to the minister. And of course, let me also remind you that you can also have your say. You can contribute to the program, especially for those who have been following this very matter. What do you make out of all these? Who really is saying the truth here? Why the minister have said that claimed that the CEO of Win Homes is lying, according to him. My conversation also via telephone with the CEO of Win Homes, she also said that the minister is not being truthful. So in this case, there have been allegations and counter allegations. That is why I would have loved for the CEO of Win Homes herself to talk to us directly. But be that as it may, as it stands now, let us get to hear what the minister said, because I was there at the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway for monitoring with the minister, and of course we pose this question to the minister in regards to the $250 million of Nigerians in diaspora investment. What is the way forward? Is it true that indeed the minister demolished the estate or not? And if not, what is the state of the land? So let's quickly take a listen to the Minister of Works, David Humai.
This is the last I'm going to be speaking about Win Homes, property, because I accuse you that you know the truth, but you are hiding the truth. Whatever it is that is making you to hide the truth, I do not know. But the truth is like pregnancy. You cannot hide it at the 9th month. So this is 9th month for this Win Homes matter. At my back there, you can see the fence of Win Homes property. There are a number of facts I want us to unveil. Number one, I have a document from Win Homes that says they bought 12 hectares of land in 2022 for the sum of 50 million naira. I don't know if the villagers have been terribly cheated, if the purchase went through the normal process. For you to buy 12 hectares of land for 50 million in 2022 with all this development all around the place. Number two, the fence of Win Homes, you can see it first is a very terrible, fence work. You can see it's very cheap, it's very bad, it's a dwarf fence. Number two, you will see, about not more than 10 meters of drainage they put. That drainage, even a local government, what local government cannot put that. So it's also a very terrible infrastructure that will not cost up to 1 million. Then three is that you need to investigate to see if there is any evidence of any infrastructure that was destroyed. You can see the land there. You can see countable few trips of sand there. Those sand are not more than 2 million. I want you to see it by yourself. Now, what we have done here in passing the coastal highway is that not more than 4 hectares has been taken. So you still have 8 hectares that is left and that is right. But we are not done. We have acquired the entire thing, just like the directive of federal government that lands along the coastal highway should be acquired. And so the Surveyor General is now his headache with the Lagos state government. But let me say something. When people are calling, even federal government as far as this is concerned, the Lagos state government, who has the legal right over this land, has revoked the land. Why is she not calling Lagos state government? Because our own is for Lagos state government to give us right of way where we need. So they have revoked it, they have gazetted it. So the matter has gone beyond Ministry of Works. Again, they had taken us to court, and the court has ruled, that we are right, and so I don't know what they're still talking. And let me make it very clear that I never invited Win Homes for any negotiation. I never called them for any meeting. The matter is closed in court. The woman claimed that there was no MTN cables, passing through the coastline that made us to divert. We have the letters and we have to show you today. This is one of the...
Well, yes, that is the Minister of Works, Dave Umaki, given his own side of the story. And part of what the minister said is that the land has been revoked, gazetted by the Lagos State government. But of course, speaking with the CEO of Wincombs via phone, she said that nothing of such ever happened. And she's also claiming, the minister also claimed that just 4 hectares of the land was taken by the federal government. And she's also saying that Wincombs should not be calling the federal government, but of course should focus on the Lagos State government. Now, be that as it may, I would also want us to take a listen to hear the side of Nigerians in diaspora, of course, whose investment is on Wincombs. So let's quickly take a listen to Engineer Stella Okengu.
President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Federal Government of Nigeria, members of the press, fellow Nigerians at home and abroad, esteemed foreign partners, ladies and gentlemen, I stand here representing hundreds of diasporans, investors, and foreign partners who believed in the renewed hope vision of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a vision that inspired us to invest massively in the future. But today, Mr. President, I stand here to report the reckless and damaging conduct of one of your ministers, the Honorable Minister of Works, Engineer David Mweze Umahi, whose recent public statements and action regarding Winhome Estate have crossed legal boundary, violated constitutional order, and endangered investors' confidence. Section 1, subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution is supreme. No office holder, including the Minister of Work, stands above it. This matter is sub judice. Winhome legally acquired 20 hectares of land on 2021, backed by 3 valid titles. During litigation, any attempt to revoke titles mid-case is void, null, contemptuous, and unconstitutional. More disturbing is the minister's physical visit to the subject property, currently before the court, where he openly declared that he has taken the land himself. Such conduct substantiates the serious allegation and rumor circulating that some Igbo developers in Lagos has allegedly met with him to purchase the remaining Winhome property. Initially, I dismissed this as a malicious talk, but his actions are now giving it the weight of truth. Honorable Minister, let me be clear. If this is in any way true, the legal implications are severe. It amounts to prejudicing an active court matter, sir. Potentially fraudulent interference. He denied inviting the diaspora. Yet, letters from the Federal Ministry of Works and video evidence prove otherwise. He denied MTN to Africa advisory. Yet, televised record shows MTN advisory to go back to the original alignment. He claimed only 4 hectares were affected. That is a gross misrepresentation. This distortion utterly erodes public trust and damages Nigeria global image before investors. Minister Omai has been writing to coalition group bypassing the legitimate landowners and their legal counsel, notwithstanding that the legal counsel has written to him. The coalition of civil society is not Win Homes. They don't have a plot in Win Home. They are just sympathizers, not owners. All dialogue should be formally directed to Win Home Global Services Limited.
Well, you've heard that is engineer Stella Okengo speaking there, reacting to what Minister of Works David Udumahi has said. You know, she said, according to her, she said it's a gross misconception. The minister claims that 12 hectares of land, but she said they have 20 hectares of land there. And so part of the proofs, because the minister is also asking her to produce evidences. I mean, the minister has asked of so many things, which he said, he asked that she present the approvals, you know, the approvers that she got from the Lagos state government. And she has also said that she has all of the evidences or proofs, but of course she would not make it public. But however this is going to pan, you know, our own our interest actually is getting to the truth of the matter. I mean, revealing the truth in all of this. And that's why every time that I have the opportunity to speak to the minister, I always ask about this. As much as many people have you know, lauded this very project, yes, it's a good one for Nigeria's infrastructure, but of course there are lots of people, many people are affected in all of these. Now, Nigerians in diaspora are able to make their voice heard louder because maybe, let me say, because they are financially, I mean, stable. They have the financial power for them to, you know, push for their case. Now, some of the things that I've also heard is that, you know, the compensation given to some of these people is not commensurate. It's not commensurate with what they use in possessing the land, or in also, I mean, having their property there. Do you want to talk about the purchase of the land, or you also want to talk about the property that they have there? So since this is not commensurate, it becomes a source of worry. And they have also said that if at all they would let go of that land, then they must be compensated well. I was trying to talk to her to know, because the minister gave her 7 days ultimatum, which has elapsed. She showed me how the land was, and she also made me to understand that it's not about a physical structure that they're talking about, but that all of the money, $250 million, has to do with a feeling of the place, you know, erecting the fence and all that. And she has also said that she paid about even more than 2 families, about 3 families. Said the first money that was paid is about 600 million, and then later another group surfaced, which she also paid about 400 million, and the last group came again. She paid 300 million or thereabout. And so this is, so you can imagine where they are coming from. So as it stands now, the minister is also saying that Win Homes, Nigerians in diaspora, we invested in that Okwaja area, of course, on the Lagos Calabar highway. They are saying that they will stop at nothing, you know, to ensure that they are duly compensated, if at all, because that is a lot of money. But what is the minister also saying? The minister is saying that 250, a whopping $250 million dollars. How did he pass through? How did he get into the country? And he said, okay, yes, fine. He's ready to pardon these Nigerians in diaspora, but she should come with evidences. So right now, I also want us to hear what the minister is also saying. Of course, on his last trip or tour, inspection tour basically. He also took one of the chieftains of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in person of Dr. Shegun Shoumi, who also had one or two things to say. I was also able to speak with the surveyor. So let's just quickly get to listen to what these people are saying.
The woman claimed that there was no MTN cables, passing through the coastline that made us to divert. We have the letters, and we have to show you today. This is one of the network people, and where is that of MTN? Yes. So we will show you when we are doing our press conference. Yes, yeah. So that is what she's claiming. And nobody's been able to go and ask MTN, did you write us? Did you write the president complaining about destruction of your cable network if we pass this along the coastline? Passing along the coastline is more profitable for me. It's better for me, even though that we would have destroyed over 8,000 properties there. But that is not the issue. The issue is that the president directed me, minister, do not cut any cable of MTN or True Africa Network, So whom should I obey? I had to obey the interests of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So number two, the woman claimed that she has invested $250 million US. And nobody is asking questions. We are not saying 250 million naira. Because even if it's 250 million naira, you still have to ask questions. Whether what we have here is up to 250 million naira. If you remove 50 million, which I think is a very poor buy, by the native, because, my faith does not allow you to cheat people. So if that is truly the matter, to say 12 hectares of land in a well-developed place for 50 million naira, then it's very unfortunate, And I hope that the people that made the deal, were the rightful people. Because I know that Lagos people are very educated and they are well informed. And so if they can sell land here at 50 million for 12 hectares, I think, Shego, I should be inviting you to also come and take, even 200 hectares. You can pay for it. Number two, before an infrastructure is developed in Lagos State, there must be proof of that infrastructure. They have to stamp it. They have to approve it. Where are those, approvals? Can she put it in the social media so that Nigerians will see the infrastructure? Can she get the approved document, because Lagos State government also supervises? At foundation level, they will give you a written approval. At DPC, they will do so. Can we see those things at the social media, at the platform? Can you ask those questions? Number two, 250 million, remittance from Diaspora. Show us the evidence, through CBN. How did it pass? If you brought the money, into the country, hard currency, don't worry, there will be no money laundering case against you since it has entered. But where is the money? Another one is who and who paid for this money? Can you publish those who paid and how much they paid? As a Nigerian, I'm very much interested because that is our economy. But if you are talking about 250 million, US dollars, and we can't locate where it is, we can't locate those who paid it, we can't locate the means by which they paid it, then it's a fraud to me, And you go to everywhere, you'll be darking counsel without knowledge. And I'm not stopping at EFCC and, DGSSS. I need apology from the woman if within 7 days she fails to provide these documents. And I'll be writing to the Embassy of America to demand that they send the woman back to us so that she will come and tell us where the money is and how it left America, to come to Nigeria. I think I have decided to.
Shall we say that we are not aware of Land Use Act, which clearly says that overriding public interest will supersede any other consideration? It becomes even extremely embarrassing if nations, our nation, will now be subjected to the bully tactics of social media noise, innuendos, conjectures that impugns on the global integrity of the country and our ability to attract people who are law-abiding to do business here. What has been said by the minister suffices. I will just plead with those of you that are the owners of the country, the Nigerians yourself, be advised. The world has gone unilateral. What that means is that nations are now protected.
Well, you have heard what the minister is also saying there. So many questions are begging for answer. And of course, part of what he said is, how did this $250 million dollars get into the country? Because definitely an amount as huge as that would be flagged down by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. Yes, I would have loved for us to hear from the horse's mouth herself today, because there are some, I mean, in my conversation with her via phone yesterday, she said a lot. She said something like that they started contributing that money since the year 2021 or 2022. They start sending it little by little, you know, making the contribution. So it's not like the money came in bulk, as said by the minister. Now, another thing that I also want us to look here for the benefit of the viewers is that the minister also alleges that it is just 12 hectares of land that, you know, that Win Homes has there. But what Win Homes claims is that they have 20 hectares of land. So the question is, who is lying here? Is it the minister or Nigerians in diaspora? But of course, she has said that they have all their documents to prove. Now the minister is also asking that she should, make proofs available, and the minister is asking her to place these evidences or proofs on the social media. But how legal is this? Because this matter, we're going to take it on. It's not just going to end today, because I just hope, because she is on admission now, and I'm just praying for a quick recovery so that we can get to hear her here on Super Eye. Now the minister have said that he needs a proof of infrastructure, and that she should also place it on social media, and that the $250 remittance from diaspora, who paid for the money, and how did the money get into the country. And now another one you also heard there is the chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Dr. Segun Shomi. We really don't know right now, because some people are already saying that maybe Segun Shomi has even is gradually decamping. But how true that is, we don't know. Maybe one of these days we'll get to have a one-on-one interview with Segun Shomi so that we can know where he really stands. How true is all that we're hearing, that he is decamping to the All Progressives Congress. Now, one thing you see there is that Segun Shomi, he said the Lord, saying that in his word, he said we should not be subjected to the bully taxes, innuendos, or social media, and saying that what the minister says what the minister said suffices. But why would he just conclude? Segun Shomi cannot just draw conclusion just based on one side of the story or one side of the coin. There will always be two sides to a thing. Let's say two people will look at the thing from different sides, but of course they see it differently. So he is talking from the angle of the minister, and of course also charging Nigerians not to support whatever that will demarket Nigeria. But the question is, these Nigerians in diaspora, are they actually demarketing Nigeria, or they are simply trying to ask or demand for their rights? Now I have some questions here. I have messages here. This time, this is coming from This is coming from Jubril from Ikotun area of Lagos State. Now, Jubril says, if we keep having such issues about our ministers and government officials not owing up to their misconduct, the same Umaki and Rufai of Rise Television had an encounter just 2 days ago. Now it is about Nigerians in diaspora and their investment. This does not tell well of our image as a country. Thank you. Now that message is coming from Jubril in the Cotton area of Lagos State. I also have another say here. This is Godfrey from Victoria Island. Godfrey says, don't you think with the gross incompetency of Minister Umaki, who does not know additions and multiplication, it is time for him to leave office? This is coming from Godfrey. Okay, well, I can understand where Godfrey is coming from, because of course in 2 or 3 days it's like the minister is on a hot seat. People are asking per kilometer, what is the cost per kilometer of that Lagos Calabar coastal highway, and you know there have been contradictions on all of that. Of course, we've also seen the confrontation between, of course, the Minister of Works, David Mayi, and of course the governor of your state, Sheyi Makinde. So all of these just keep unfolding. But do not forget that the focus here is about the $250 million investment of Nigerians in diaspora. Who is saying the truth? And now Nigerians in diaspora through the Win Homes are saying that all what the minister is saying does not hold water, and of course they are ready to make their proofs available. So of course time will tell. And now the Win Homes, now this one is coming from Kabiru Tuji from Jakonde. Kabiru says the Win Homes people know what they are saying. Of course they have all documents to show what they spent. This is not a small case. We only hope that justice is served. So yes, that is also my own expectations, and that is what Super I is all about. We want to bring the matters the way they are to you. Today we are presented to you the angle of the minister. We have also presented to you the angle of Nigerians in diaspora, in which engineer Estella Okengo represents. She has said that the minister is not being truthful on whether their land has documents or not. She said they have all the documents. You also recall that last week we were here. I brought the lead activist on this matter, who also protested both in Lagos and in Abuja, and right now it is looking as if this activist is on the side of the minister. Now, I also posed to him that information reaching me says that he collected $1,000 bribe from the minister, but he said nothing of such. He countered that and said that if Nigerians in diaspora or whoever is bringing that submission, the person should come, of course, with the evidence, either by cash or by transfer, that he wants to see it. He also said that $1,000 is not money. And what about the fact that what is really going on? Our activists, how right is it that for an activist to embark on a particular struggle, they must be sponsored basically by those who are fighting for their rights? How right is this? How right, or let me say, will it be possible there for the activists to not to be sentimental, basically? Because I feel that certain jobs, if you want to take it, then you should not actually ask for you to be sponsored. you know, so that you'll be able to get the clear picture of all of this. And I also feel that it was not right for him to go on the street protesting without confirming, without even getting to the land. I mean, these are so many issues that we also really need to look into and see how we can forge ahead better. So the number for you to send your messages is scrolling right now on the screen, so for you to have your say on this matter. Do not forget, what we are interested in is bringing out the truth in this matter. All right, let's quickly go on a short break and we will be right back. Join us again. All right, so glad to have you back. Of course, it is time for us to wrap up, but before then, I must say that indeed the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway is a very good project, a project every Nigerian should be proud of. But then again, like I said, so many people are affected by this very project. So the as it stands right now, as this project is ongoing, there are also a lot of problems. People now also go to hide under the umbrella of the federal government to rob people of their land or to dispossess them of their land. I recall that just recently I was also called. I was called that even DSS, and they do this. I mean, land grabbing issue in Nigeria, it's a big problem, especially in Lagos and Ogun State. This thing is happening like every day, and I'm wondering, and that's why the next edition we will be looking at land grabbing in Lagos State, and I want you to let us know how you have been affected by this challenge, because this Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway right now at precisely at Alafiaji, at Lafiaji there, they brought the bulldozer just to demolish those people property, and of course they came with a DSS, even soldiers. I mean, these people come with the backing of government officials, but we found out that it is not sometimes the government is not even in the know. Now, I'm talking about what happened in Lafiaji. If time will permit, I would have loved for my producer to, let us see that particular report in which the people complained, and immediately they raised eyebrow, and thank God that they also know their right, and they were able to make calls to authorities. At the end of the day, they got to know that what happened there was just a fraud, because the minister also said they are not in the know of that. You know, the federal government had already gazetted, and they already have the space that they want to use. So who are these people hiding under the federal government to dispossess people of their lands? And this means that the Lagos State government also need to look into this matter, because the way it's going, it's not good for the image of Lagos, which we say is a mega city. So many houses have been grabbed by land grabbers now, and this is worrisome. And the earlier this is curtailed, the better for Lagos as a state, and of course Nigeria in general. So be that as it may, we will be looking forward to next week. Fine if engineer Stella Okengo is back on her feet. Her health is, she has a sound health. She's gotten herself well together. We will be able to also bring her here to talk to us so that we can hear from the horse's mouth herself, so that when you have questions, we also pose those questions to her. But as it stands, they have said that they will not back down on this. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and see how this very case turns out, though the minister have said that the case has been closed in court and the court case worked in their favor. But of course, Nigerians in diaspora are saying otherwise. They said the case is still in court and the minister is claiming what is not a right. But it's just a matter of time, the truth will always come out. But what we're interested is for the truth to prevail. And so this is a good place to anchor it. Do not forget to join us same time on your darling station super screen as we also unfold more that you need to know about this $250 million investment of Nigerians in diaspora at Okwaja, of course, in this Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway project. And so, many thanks for watching. I'm Adenike Uweye Ajiboye, and it's goodbye.